How is it going, folks? Welcome back to Park to Prem. We're under transfer embargo. We have failed financial fair play in League One. The season starts in a week and I can't sign anyone. Apparently, we are £425 over the wage limit. And the way that FFP works in this league is your wage budget is limited to 60% of your turnover. Now, we're a small club. We don't have a load of money coming into the club, and as a result, our turnover is rather small. And that means our wage budget for the cap is smaller than everyone else's. So despite the fact we have a wage budget of £39,000, I have a limit of £32,500 a week, which we are currently not under. Now, good news, a few players do count as exempt towards this total, a few players who are actually first-team players. The not so good news, I'm going to have to either get players to accept wage cuts or release someone. Our game against Burton Albion is a week away. I guess I'll see you guys for the start of Season 9 in a mo. Hopefully we've managed to get rid of someone. Hopefully. Well, I was going to say hopefully we're not under transfer embargo anymore. But I can't sign anyone anyway because we'll be over the wage cap even if I get rid of people. So I guess the transfer business is just done? I don't know. Never been in this situation before, I'll be honest. Yes, folks, welcome back to Guernsey. Today is the start of season number 9. Before we do get into things, though, little bit of news. We have a sponsor here on the channel for the foreseeable future. They are going to be sponsoring Park to Prem, and that sponsor is Sneak Energy. Now, Sneak Energy are a energy drink company. They do both canned energy drinks and also ones that you mix with water as a powder form. If you want to check them out, there is a link down below. I need to give a massive thank you to them for sponsoring the channel. I worked with them when I was streaming over on Twitch. Obviously, we've been on a streaming hiatus. They asked if I'd be interested in working with them here on YouTube, and we managed to get something working. If you want to check out their stuff, it is linked down below. You can use the code WTS at checkout, and it helps support me directly. So if you choose to use that and use my code, it's massively appreciated. They actually have a really good starter set. So if you've never tried powdered energy drinks before, you want to try it out as an alternative, check it out. Links down in the description. I will say now, you won't be hearing me say that every single video, but when new flavours are dropping, I will let you know. So today we are kicking off our first season in League One, a big step up. I mentioned the financial fair play situation. Good news, everyone. We're passing it again. Big thumbs up. How have we managed this, you might wonder? I had to make a sacrifice. Sean McDonald has been released. I told him the situation. I told him that I needed to lose someone. He was on £450 a week. And with him now released, we are now passing financial fair play by a few pounds. It's not great, I'll be honest. Now, as a result of the financial fair play shenanigans, I have been limited in the players I've been able to bring in. That said, 2 new additions to start the season. The first, Jay Haddo. This man, Japanese player, started his career at Blackburn. Last few years has been playing for Boston. Had a not great season in League 2. We've snapped him up to be a bit of a depth player at wing-back. When you play with wing-backs, I like to have 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and someone who can play either side. Haddo here can definitely play on the right. We're going to train him to play on the left. And to be honest, for a League 1 player as a backup wing-back, I think he's going to be kind of useful. Added bonus, he can also play at centre mid as a potentially defensive mid option for us. Now, he was £51,000, so not a cheap signing. We did make one further addition in the midfield, and it's this guy, Oisin Gallagher. I've definitely said the first name wrong. Irish viewers, help me out. Either way, this guy, super versatile player, really well-rounded, jack of all trades, master of none. Really, there's nothing that he's amazing at, but as a backup option in the midfield position, I think he is going to be useful for us. Now, when everyone is fit and raring to go, this is our best team. This is the team that I would love to play. Sadly, to start the season, 3 first-team players unavailable. Kamara, new signing, got injured. Not an insignificant injury as well. A hamstring strain. Hamstring strain. Why is that such a mouthful to say? He's out for 3 weeks. He's not available today. We're not going to rush him back. Elsewhere, Pani is also injured. Pulled knee ligaments. He's going to miss the entirety of the start of the season, which is annoying because he was in the Media Dream 11 for League 2. And the other player we're missing is Owen Beckett left back, who has done a fitness test. Apparently, he's passed it. Do I want to risk him? I don't think... Does anyone else ever risk a player on fair? I feel like if I see yellow or orange, I'm not playing the player. Opening game of the season today is against Burton Albion. They have a media prediction of 15th. For us, the main aim is to avoid relegation. This league is a big jump up. I'm very, very aware of that. With that in mind, if we could get anything away from home, it would be massive. We are taking on them at the Pirelli Stadium. I assume that's the tyre company that sponsor it. And I've never been to this stadium, so you know what time it is. It's time for the first away day of the season. Now, of course, I'm very used to starting our cursor over here at Guernsey, but the reality is we're now a team based in Torquay. I did see some comments about this. Down the line, we should be able to build a new stadium of our own. Certainly, we'd like to have our own stadium at some point, but that's going to cost a lot of money. When that does happen, we should go back to the island and we won't be stuck in Torquay. As for things today, though, we are heading to Burton, which is near Derby. I think. Where is Burton? I thought it was near Derby. Turns out I'm blind. It's literally down the road from Derby is Burton. And I can see Burton Albion Football Club. It's one of the big landmarks on the stadium. Is that a stream by the stadium? Let's go on satellite view. I'm excited already. First away day of the season. A few episodes without one. I mean, first things first. Fantastic car park. I like the angles. I like the curves here around the grass. Nice ground from the outside. I am concerned that we might not get much street view action here. I mean, let's find out together, shall we? Burton Albion, what have you got for me? We can do a full lap. You know what? We're going to start in the car park. You guys know me by now. You know what? It might be more impressive in person, the car park. I mean, look at this. You got the training pitch just next door, so you can have your match and then, you know, just have a kickabout afterwards if you want. I will say, I can't imagine you can just go and access the pitch over there. That would be a little bit mad. I don't want to slate the signage. In terms of welcome to football ground signs, this is very weak. I mean, look at that. That is no effort. Why not have it in big writing on the stand? We've not seen this on an away day yet. You can have midwife appointments at the football stadium. I don't know if that's related to the pandemic or not, but that is mental. I say mental, like it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just, who wants to go to a midwife appointment at Burton Albion Football Club? They've got a big sign for Carling. The sign for Carling was better than the welcome sign for the stadium. I mean, if they only serve Carling in the ground, they will be losing points. Club shop as well. Understated, I think is the word. Okay, I forgive them. This is cool, isn't it? Look, I do like the Burton Albion badge as well. I like the entrance. Big fan. Bonus points. I have got a bit distracted by what's going on outside the ground. It should be illegal to paint your buildings this pink. Not that I have anything against the colour pink. I just feel like it doesn't really fit the rural, industrial, Derbyshire atmosphere. Just big, bright pink industrial estate buildings. Not a fan. I think they've got a Young Offenders Institute connected to the ground. I mean, these lot, they do look dodgy, to be fair. Definitely a Young Offenders Institute attached to the ground. I was hoping for some 3D action to end things today. It's not 3D, is it? I mean, in summary, only Carling beer, good car park, Young Offenders Institute. Could be a creche, could be a kindergarten. Probably not, though. Definitely Young Offenders. And you can get a midwife appointment at the ground. It is kind of in the middle of nowhere, though, and it's got that horrific pink building next door. Burton Albion away, 4 out of 10. That felt harsh, actually. No, I'm sticking with it. 4 out of 10. To be honest, I've been pretty happy with our overall pre-season performances. We've played some pretty good teams and not been outclassed yet. That does give me some hope going into this first game of the season in League One. Our pre-season prediction has been updated, by the way. We are no longer predicted to finish second from bottom. We're predicted to finish 21st. But, unfortunately, in this division, 4 teams do go down, so that would still be in the drop zone. Now, I did outline some of the players unavailable for today's game. As a result, a few of the players from last season coming back into the team. Liam Stewart, one such player. He is going to play as a centre mid on support alongside a box-to-box midfielder. Curious to see how this works out. It might be a bit too attacking. We might need to change one of the roles, but at least to start the year, I want to try this. At left wing back, obviously Beck is out, so Callum Williams, who's now on £1,800 because I gave him a promotional wage rise in his contract. He's going to play at left back. Hopefully he justifies his wages this year. And in the final third, Tim Apshawn is going to be alongside Brandon Charles, our hometown hero, back in the team. The rest of the squad is pretty much at full strength, of course. Scott Williams returning today for us. It has been a long time since he's played for us. Debut for Rigby in goal. He's inconsistent and injury prone. Questions over our ability. but he's our goalkeeper, and I literally cannot sign any more players. So hopefully between him and Rob Carlton, we will actually be okay. I feel like last season, the jump from the National League to League Two was small, so I didn't feel as nervous as I do today. This is a big game for us already. I would love to just have a nice, comfortable season. I know how Park to Prem usually works. I usually set a low goal and then we overachieve. If we finish mid-table this year, that would be a pretty good success. If we could just avoid any kind of relegation battle, I'd be happy with that. Due to the financial fair play regulations, meaning I can't sign any more players, due to the fact that our budget is just smaller than everyone else's, I feel like that's probably the best that we can hope for, to be honest. Of course, this is the debut of the free at-the-back system. Maybe a new era at the club. This could be the future for us. It looked good in pre-season. Now it's time to see how it performs in an actual game. And I think when I look at our defence, with the exception of the goalkeeper, I look at McGrath, I look at Apaya, I look at Williams, I think, yeah, that is probably the strongest aspect of our team. If we now go on to lose this game 4-0, this will be awkward. Okay, throwing on the far side, Hassana down to Charles. Earthy with the ball, lays it inside towards Stewart, who is caught flat-footed, to say the very least. Although I was going to say, we've got the ball back. We've not got the ball now, though. Mippo is bringing it forward for them. Skips past one, hits it, and that's a bending shot just wide. Already half an hour into this game, there's not been a shot on target yet. Of course, I now potentially talked it into existence as the ball is whipped to the back post and Dominic Madge scores. I'm looking at Rigby in goal thinking, have I made a mistake? Look, let's not judge him prematurely. Let's give him some time to prove himself. But on the balance of it, that wasn't good. I mean, it's Williams at the back post just leaving his man. Callum Williams is on £1,800 a week. He's unhappy I'm trying to force him out the club. I think he knows he won't get paid this kind of money anywhere else. Half time, 1-0, one shot on target. I say that, we've now had our own shot on target. So 2 shots on target for the entire match. It's not been a classic. I will say it looks like we did respond after the goal. Plenty to improve on, though, in the second half. Okay, can we have an early response? Of course, striking options haven't really changed too much this year. Ordinarily, we'd have Kamara to put in the team. We'd have Pani in the midfield as well. So we are missing a few of our better players. That said, I need to see something from the players on the pitch. And while Hassana lays it inside, and Barry Kelly has done, I don't know what he's just done. It was bad, whatever that was. Okay, coming up to an hour play, just as a little reminder, we do get 5 subs in this division. Apaya on a booking I don't love. Let's give Wayne Beckford, the 18-year-old, a debut. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Haddo in at left back, at the left wing back position, just to help him try and learn this position a little bit more. Also, don't really like Williams. Brandon Charles is on a 6.3, which kind of scares me. So let's bring in Robbie Smith for him. No offence. But I'm not that happy with Brandon Charles' performance so far. And elsewhere, you know what? A 4th change. Ben Acey coming into the midfield. Going to try and get some fresh legs injected across the team. Not really focusing on any specific position. I need a response. We've got half an hour to turn this around. Throwing on the near side, Melbourne going long. Scott Williams gets it away from danger, at least initially. And then, well, Kelly's going to pick up the pieces. Of course, Kelly now playing as an advanced playmaker. Hoping he's going to show some magic for us here as the ball is going to go all the way back to Rose. I suppose the silver lining so far in this game, we've not looked completely outclassed. It doesn't look like we're out of our depth in this division, but of course we'd love to see a goal. And while Hassana has stepped up there and won the ball, the right back, I thought he was about to score a wonder goal on his league debut. It was so good till the finish. 20 minutes left here. I don't really want to change too much. We've had 54% of the ball. We're having a decent amount of possession. We've had a few more chances than them, of course. Not converted any as of yet. But well, we might have some more defending to do here. Mippo, back post. Madge just gets pushed down. Was that Hassana? It was Hassana. They've got a penalty. I mean, if they score here, I'm going to feel very, very unfortunate. Madge with a chance to double his goal tally for this game and for the season. Sends the keeper the wrong way. It is now 2-0 Burton. Free kick now for Burton. I mean, if we concede a third, I'm going to be upset. We've headed the ball away. Kelly, can he bring it away? The Irish centre attacking mid, dinks it towards Smith, who it did look like might be on his way out the door of the club at one point. Haddo, though, tries to play it back forward to him, just out of reach, and all the way back to now Rose in goal for Burton. The keeper looking to go long. The ball's coming down with snow on it. Beckford, the 18-year-old, he's run away from the ball there. I hope he doesn't have a fear of footballs, otherwise that could be a problem at centre-back. But not as big as the problem that we've got here, because Burton, they've scored a third, and I don't necessarily feel like they deserve a third. Am I allowed to say that? 12 minutes left, we're 3-0 down. I mean, they've had 3 shots on target and they've all gone in. Darren Rigby in goal is not great, is he? It's okay, though. Some of the comment section told me I should sign him, so I'm just going to blame you lot. If they get a 4th, that really would be salt in the wound. I mean, Orr is over it. Are we about to sit and stand in Orr as they get in behind? The ball's dinked in. Kouassi heads it. It's literally 4-0. It's literally 4-0 and they've had 5 shots on target. I've signed a goalkeeper without hands. Rigby's not starting the next league game. I've got a cup game against Forest Green midweek. We're not doing that one. We've got Portsmouth in the league. We've got bigger fish to fry. Or something. Please not a 5th. I mean, a consolation goal at this point. I don't even know if it'd be much of a consolation. It's 4-0. Remember when I said, oh, we've not been outclassed? Remember when I said the best part of our team is our defence? Yeah, that's all gone out the bloody window. I mean, we've got 1 back. I don't think it matters. It's 4-1. Never before has someone sounded so bitter, so salty, so annoyed scoring a goal in Football Manager, but I'm just not happy. I'm sad. First game of the season, we've been battered. To be honest, I would take Rigby off if I had an option on the bench. I don't have one, though. Urfi, you've played bad today. Let's bring in Gallagher and see what he can do. For 2 minutes, the game's dead. The game's over. I'm checked out emotionally, mentally, physically. Silver lining, Apshawn and Smith got above 7 ratings, but we have just lost 4-1, so we're bad. Now, what I will say is when you look at the XG story, before they got 3 golden opportunities and scored all 3, we probably had been the better team. Maybe. I'm throwing a water bottle to start the season. It's a good start. They're all upset. They're all anxious. I don't give a hoot. Now, like I just said in my angry tirade, we're not going to come back for the Carabao Cup first round. It's against Forest Green. I don't care about it. We've got Portsmouth to play. They are one of our local rivals. Their media prediction is 3rd. They win their first game of the season 4-2. And I'm going to hope that we can bounce back with a win in our first game at our brand new stadium. We're off to Plainmoor. We're off to Torquay, of all places. I'll see you in a mo. Okay, we are back. Game number 2 actually being played on a Sunday because Torquay had a home game this weekend. This is going to happen a lot. We're going to have a lot of games when no one else is playing because of the ground share. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about real quick. Firstly, the financial fair play stuff. Obviously, we released McDonald. There might be questions over, Jack, why didn't you release X or why didn't you release Y? Well, if we just look at the under-21s here, you can see I did already loan out a few of the players who are perhaps on a bit too much money. I have been trying to find a loan move for Tyler Forbes. No one wants him on loan. I think he's worth the £400 a week. But elsewhere, players out on loan trying to get as much of their wages covered as well, which is nice. And in fact, Caden Tipping, the youngster from Northern Ireland, who I am rather excited about, he's gone to play for Altrincham in the National North. He's got 2 goals in 3 games. I'm hoping that's a sign of things to come. Now, over in the Carabao Cup, the midweek game against Forest Green, I played a rotated team. I played a B team, and we lost 1-0. It wasn't actually that bad of a performance. I mean, you can see here, we didn't really do a lot for a long spell during the first half, but Forest Green had a few chances and, well, took one of them. We pushed late on, but just couldn't find a breakthrough. We've lost to a team in our own division. Don't really see that as the end of the world. So going into today's game against Portsmouth, Portsmouth, of course, predicted to finish 3rd, a very, very good team. Abu Kamara does not need a fitness test, and he has a little bit of green in his condition. So he is going to start alongside Charles today. Elsewhere, Gallagher is going to come into play at centre mid. Unfortunately, Pani is still out injured. To be fair, when you compare Pani and Gallagher with one another, you can see here they are remarkably similar players in many ways. Also, I think they go to the same hairdresser. Besides that, though, no further changes. I don't want to rip up everything and start panicking and worrying and, you know, changing anything too radically after one league game. What I will say is I'm sure this year we will see a few different player role changes. We will evolve the system over time. But at least to start today, this is what we're going with. Like I said before the last game, it worked in pre-season, so let's hope it can work today. Now, of course, as we head into this game, you might want to get used to our surroundings, because this is home, at least for now. Yes, we are playing at Torquay's ground. We're playing at Plainmoor. Interesting to note here, Portsmouth are playing a similar system to us, but with 2 defensive mids rather than 2 centre mids. Our centre mids can't play defensive mid. Otherwise, maybe I would try something like that. I'm interested to see how Kamara gets on today playing alongside Brandon Charles. I feel like I would have loved to have signed another striker, but with the FFP restrictions, it's now just no longer an option, at least for the foreseeable future. I'm unsure at what point the turnover is taken to calculate financial fair play. I don't know if it's based off last season or if it'll update during this year. Maybe the cap that we have will go up a tiny bit. It's a bit annoying, really, because we have this wage cap, but we do also have one of the lowest wages in the league combined. So it's going to be a rough season, I fear. What I will say is, so far in this game, Portsmouth haven't had a shot on target. We've had 3. And well, we might be on the attack here. Beck with the throw-in, inside to Kelly, back to goal, battling away with Holmes, who looks to get it away. Hassana heads it and keeps the ball forward. Of course, it's the 3 at the back versus the 3 at the back. McGrath wins the header. Gallagher going to mop up the pieces. Can Brandon Charles get in behind? I'm hoping Charles is going to find his shooting boot sooner rather than later. Hassana, back post. Kamara hits the woodwork and hits the rebound straight at the keeper. Okay, a couple of minutes left of this first half. Not been a classic, but 0-0 actually, I don't think is that bad. Portsmouth have had just a few shots, none in the second half of that first half. As we pushed the advantage, we couldn't find a breakthrough. Gonna tell the players I'm far from pleased. Deep down inside, not really mad about that start. You might have noticed it in goal. I am giving Rigby another chance. I did think about dropping him, but I decided we're not going to be reactionary after one game. I mean, imagine what it would do for his confidence. Did drop him for the Carabao Cup game, and Carlton didn't play that amazingly. That was one of the reasons why Rigby's still in. But look, we're going to keep our faith in the goalkeeper. He's going to win us over. As Kamara, well, got out-muscled there. Couldn't win the ball in the air. And now, in fact, it's Portsmouth bringing the ball forward. Stansfield for them on this near side. The number 10 lays it back to Bingham. Going to whip it in from deep. Great header away by Scott Williams. Stanfield forward. Gallagher clears it. Beck now getting it towards Kamara, who can't win the header. That is perhaps one thing we lack with this system. A big, aerially dominant striker. And oh my word, what a stop by Rigby. I think I forgive him. I don't know what our defending was in that build-up there. It was absolutely tragic. The goalkeeping was superb. And I am now going to make some changes. Let's bring in Robbie elsewhere. Kelly is going to come off. I'm going to bring in Ben Acey. Going to bring in Liam Stewart, I think, for Gallagher. Unfortunately, you might have spotted it. Pani, still not available for this game. Elsewhere, Beck, not in the best of games. I'm going to bring in Hadro, or Haddo. Why do I want to add an R to his name? No idea. I still want this man to learn left back. And he didn't look terrible last game on off the bench. Okay, 4 changes made on the hour mark. I'm sensing a pattern with our changes, but fresh legs injected. And I mean, when you look at the sea of green ratings, the handful of green ratings, I feel like we're actually doing okay here. I'm going to shout demand more at the players. 20 minutes left. It's been an even game in terms of number of shots, really, although I think we'd say on the balance of play, we've perhaps been the better team here. Is there any late action? Is there any late drama? Or have we really come back today to watch ourselves get battered in the first game of the season and then draw 0-0? 4 minutes left. Hassana down the line to Brandon Charles, who's going to try and hold it up and go back to Hassana. I feel like Hassana's been doing a lot for us, although maybe doing a lot and doing a lot well are two very different things, because that ball into the centre there was not good enough. And now it's Pompey with the ball. Griffiths for them looking to, well, maybe go long and kick the ball forward. He's going to launch it towards Dyche. Headed away by Scott Williams, but only as far as Benson. Ball, again, very direct. Good header by Scott Williams yet again. We're looking okay at the back. I might have jinxed it. Williams heads it again. How many headers is he going to get today? Who knows? McCann lays it wide to Bingham. He might need to win another header here. Portsmouth committing men to the attack. This is a game they would back themselves to win pre-season. Simon Sawyer puts it in, and it's Joe Dyche with the header to break Guernsey hearts. A little bit of extended pressure, a little bit of getting us on the back foot, and then, well, a ball dinked over the top there. McGrath didn't cover himself in glory. Scott Williams couldn't win a 4th header in the space of 20 seconds, and with it, Portsmouth take the lead. I mean, at this point, we might as well go on the attack. Let's tell the wing-backs to get forward and attack. I'm going to get rid of look for overlap because I don't want us holding up the play for the overlap. And elsewhere, we are going to look to distribute quickly over the top. We have got 2 minutes to try and save something here against our local rivals. And as the clock just ticks away, 4 minutes left. It's a disappointing result, but it's not disastrous. I feel like we were the better team. I feel like we got very, very unfortunate in this one. No wins in the first 2, though. We've not had a good start to a season in a while, it feels like. Unsurprisingly, with 2 defeats in our first 2 games, we do find ourselves bottom of League One. Was today the start of the season I dreamed of? Not really, we've lost 3 games in a row. But what I will say is, difficult games today. Away against Burton, not easy. Portsmouth, a very, very good team in this league. Predicted to be up there in the promotion spots come the end of the year. The fact we've only lost 1-0 at home does give me a little bit of hope. I would love to get our full strength team back sooner rather than later. You guys can let me know what you made of the first 2 games of the season today in the league. Big step up. Feel like we felt it, but we will dust ourselves off and go again. Hopefully, there's maybe scope to bring in some players and not break FFP. Maybe it's time to go and look back at Man City and see if there's any loanees available or something. If you did enjoy today's video, do make sure to drop a like on it. We will be back tomorrow with more Park to Prem action. Until then, take it easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.